go again. Here we go again. Team at the top of the table. And home comforts again with the dodgy camera that's not fully in focus. For goodness sake, I ask one thing. I ask one thing of this computer while I'm back at home. It's an in-focus camera while I'm on live. I don't get it. It never does as it's intended to fully when it should. So I've come up with a bit of a better system now. I'm going to do, all my thumbnails and team news and shared shirts, predicted scores while I'm either waiting to travel or traveling back here. And then all I've got to do is get all this stuff loaded up. Yeah, all right. There we go, in focus now. I only took a minute and a half. Hello, everybody. Are you all okay? I'm back a day early because I have nothing. I have nothing on a Wednesday. So for this Wednesday game, I can come back the night before. For a Tuesday night game, I will come back on the Tuesday night because I have things all until 3 o'clock. So it will then be train, home, freshen up, and then straight out for the Sheffield Wednesday game. The QPR midweek home game in January. I haven't got anything. I haven't got any teaching scheduled at the minute. So whether that means I've got that exam that day or that week, I don't know yet. But then there's after Christmas I lose this free Wednesday when teaching starts again. I lose this free Wednesday, but the only midweek game at home in the second half of the season, apart from QPR, that I'm aware of is Oxford, and it's on a reading week for me. So I can come back for that. There's the 21s the day before. How I've missed going to the 21s, man. I've been going to some of the 18s to still get a sort of fix of academy football. But the 21s was my jam. And if it was still on a Tuesday night, kicking off at about 7 o'clock, I'd be home. I could have tea, then I could just go straight to Ferriby after tea. But it's not. It's not. Change it back to City. Everyone hates it. Everyone who intends to go to 21s games hates it. I was resigned to the fact I was going to have to miss a couple. Miss quite a lot of 21s games this year. But I didn't expect to only be able to get to one after I go to uni. I thought I could at least, maybe be 2, 3, 4. But no. They played at Bishop today, won, I think it was 4-1. So they've done... They're a good side, 21s this year. They're a good side. And now they've got players who have dropped back down from sort of first team as well. They're even better. Nathan, Ty, Cine. I don't think Jarvo played today. I think he's still at Cottingham full time. Anyway, 5 minutes of waffle. Let's dive in chat. Hi, Theo. IBD Warlord, how you doing? Yeah, you can make that joke every week. It's fine. Tommy, all right, mate. Coxie, good evening. Connor says, rumour has it Tan paid the referee to gift Sunderland a goal on Sunday out of the club's money. No comment on Tan. No comment. Coxie says, why is it when the ref has a bad game, it usually benefits the away side rather than us? Yep, it does. But it was crap for both teams, to be fair. He got in the way of 2 Sunderland passages of play. But I explained on, well, you won't have seen it last night because we pre-recorded it to go out tomorrow. After the game tomorrow, you'll see that Tigers Talk is in your sub boxes if you subscribe to the To Hold 'Em Back podcast channel. And there, myself, Adi, Paul, and Christian, we get straight into the refereeing debate straight away. And yeah, I explained why the wording of the rule is weird, and it doesn't do Bobby Madley any favours there at all. And having watched it back, right, I've had a lot of comments on my vlog. I was fuming at the time, in case you couldn't tell. In case you couldn't tell, I was absolutely furious at the time. And look, the referee was appalling. I'm trying to get YouTube up on here for me on my PC for me to read them, but my Google Chrome's just frozen. So instead, we'll go over this way. I've had a lot of comments from Sunderland fans, especially. The goal was Hull's fault. All football clubs suffer bad refereeing. You clearly don't know the rules. Laughing face. Wayward pass and Sunderland player latched onto it. Simple as that. Should not have taken a fancy to the ref, hugging him like that. If you watch the pass from the Hull player straight towards the ref, the other Hull players running to ref, you can blame the ref for that goal when it was your team to blame. Look, the vlogs are meant to be my raw emotions. If after every decision or goal in a game, I wait until the highlights have come out to edit it and put a little audio clip in of me saying, well, actually, now I've watched it back, I think this. That's not authentic. That's not raw. These are to express what I think having watched it back. The podcasts and Tigers Talk on Humber Wave are for me to discuss what I think after I've seen everything and calmed down and had a chance to digest it. But in that moment, I was furious. And that's the emotion you want in a Matchday vlog. You want to see exactly what I'm going through watching the game as it happens. You don't want to see me micro edit and micro analyze everything I say and I see in front of me 4 hours later when the highlights are out. That's not authentic. So now I've had a chance to calm down, and I've spoken about this with Will and Nathaniel on the pod, and you'll see tomorrow it'll come out at 7 o'clock like it does every week. It'll air on Humber Wave, and it'll be on YouTube for you guys to be able to watch. It'll be in your sub boxes. The referee is at fault for why we lost the ball. He clearly gets in Malam's way. There's a shot. I've saved it. It's on my laptop, actually. So I can't get it because it's in all my bags and I still need to unpack. But Puerta has played the pass. Gustavo Puerta had a fantastic game, by the way. So did Charlie Hughes. So did Louis Coyle. Anyway, Puerta's played the pass and the referee is clearly right in the line of sight of Marvin Malam. Malam just knows the ball's with Puerta and he's heard the ball get passed, but he can't see anything. So then when he gets it, it's a bit of a surprise. So he has to panic, get it under control, and then try and work something out of it. So the referee's the reason we lost the ball. The set piece tactics are the reason we've conceded. You shouldn't be sending the only player, outfield or not, that wasn't in Sunderland's defensive third for that corner was Ivor Panda. You'd expect every Sunderland player, you'd expect most of our players, but you'd expect at least one to be dropping back in the centre circle-ish in case a counter happens. If Drama is in the centre circle, that goal doesn't happen because he's in a better position to try and dictate and try and defend where Wilson Isidore can go. That's a set piece thing. That's a tactics thing. And you also it's like with set pieces, it's defending the indefensible, really, in terms of what I'm trying to say to if anyone tries to defend the set pieces, because there's just error after error after error. And that's what, the third, fourth goal we've conceded from our own corners in the first 10 league games of the season. That's embarrassing. That's our fault. That's something we're doing wrong. Once or twice over the course of the season, you get hit on the counter from corners, cool, it happens. If it happens 4 times over the course of the season, it's just stuff like that happens sometimes. But 3, 4, 5 times in 10 games, that's fundamentally something wrong with the way we do corner kicks there. And the bottom line is, it's a shame that Sunderland were the better team, just not by much, but they were the better team. They deserved out of the two to go and win the game. We didn't create enough. We didn't threaten enough. We didn't have a shot on target all game, for Christ's sake. You can't expect to win games of football when you don't have a shot on target all game. And the one chance we had all game, the one clear-cut chance we had all game, was Chris Badia struggling to get the ball under control initially, then managing to get the ball under control and getting 2 underneath it when he could just hit it with power and try and get it past Patterson there. But he gets underneath it as well. A lot of fans calling for João Pedro to start. Wouldn't mind it, but I also think it's harsh to drop Chris Badia, because I genuinely think, apart from Charlie Hughes and Gustavo Puerta, he might just have been the best player on the pitch for us. Still not very good in terms of controlling the ball and that, but he's a handful, Badia. And I think if Walter was ready to start João Pedro, he'd have given him more than 5 minutes at the end against Sunderland. That's what I say. Which players that left in the summer, excluding loans, do you think would have best excelled? Philogene, Greaves, Tufan, Seri. I say this on Tigers Talk as well. I don't understand what Tim was saying and what we were all seeing now with hindsight, because I said it as well. Jean-Michel Seri doesn't fit this system. He does. As someone to sit deep and sweep up, only thing Mika lacked was the legs that he'd need in this system. I struggle to see that sort of perception as to why he wouldn't now. Now I've watched more of the system and now I know exactly what role Seri should have been playing. And we've lost vital experience there. Zambrano's good. I really like Zambrano, but Mika's different class. Anyway. Oh, okay. I'm just going to leave that there. Anyway, right. Some more in chat. Some more in chat. Craig, Burnley might have at least 8 men unavailable. You're right. Lee, good evening. Let's keep Tan out of the equation for one stream. Saturdays were more Tan talk than match talk. It was. And firmly on Tan now it is. I mean, if you catch the key, you can unlock me. But anyway. I think we've discussed a lot of these comments there. Lee, you're right. AD does give you a mention. He does. He describes you as very level-headed, quite perceptive in the way you see the game of football, Lee. That's not me embellishing either. That's along the lines of what AD said. He said he was having he saw something on Facebook or a little conversation he was having. Yeah, Lee, you get a mention. From what you've seen of Badia, I think we'll keep him just because Big Chris wants to be here. I think he likes it here. Yeah. I think Chris Badia will stay at the minute. Aaron, you're right. Yeah, I agree with you. I really like Puerta. And Simon agreed. Charlie Hughes looks a Rolls Royce. In his presser today, though, TW said, the gaffer said about like injuries and that, and he said we've got to be mindful that Charlie and Gustavo haven't played games yet, so he's hinting that he might rotate them, which he shouldn't do after Charlie Hughes has played that well and Gustavo Puerta's done well as well. But this is the way Tim Walter operates, and we've got too many central midfielders for him to not have to rotate them to keep them all happy. Anyway, team news. One he doesn't have to rotate anymore. It's Marvin Malem, because he's going to miss the visit of Burnley on Wednesday night through a calf injury, but the extent of his problem is as yet unknown. Abdush Amir is available again following a minor hamstring problem. And here's the depressing thing. Carl Rushworth's ankle injury will sideline him until 2025. But Stephen Alzate's calf problem is less severe, and he is expected to return after the November international break. Yes, the November international break. There's another international break. Swivel on it. Wednesday's clash comes too soon for Ryan Longman, but it is hoped he will be able to join in full training next week. He's got a scan on Monday just to make sure. Dokan said it, just to reiterate, is available for selection. And then Andy Smith, Harvey Cartwright and Timothy Lottatala are still unavailable. Yeah. What is it about the referees not allowing Badia to go shoulder to shoulder with a defender to win the ball, but when Badia's on the ball, players can push him all over and he gets nothing? That's defenders' privilege. Defenders' privilege. If defenders go down, referees just assume. It's wrong, but that's just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Some things will never change. Anyway. We've done a lot of waffle. A bit of debriefing. Let's get into the actual stuff now. Referees Dean Whitestone, 2 liners, Richard Wilde and Carl Fitz-Jackson. 4th official is Paul Howard. The stats. Great, my Google's frozen. Fantastic. No, it's fine. It's fine, lads. I'll just sit and wait. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Took its time. See, Marvin is injured for tomorrow. Finally a reason for Walter not to start him. Malum does just sort of like he is very like a passenger through games, isn't he? Yet still consistently always starts weirdly, which is sort of concerning. Yeah, stats. I assume that the one shot on target they've registered there is Badia hitting the bar, which isn't hitting the target. Sunderland had two, to be fair. So we matched them about stride for stride. Because you think you knock that corner chance off, they've got the exact same shots record as us. For them, anyway. Right, Burnley's team, they've got a lot of injuries. So take this as a little bit of pinch of salt. So James Trafford hasn't conceded a goal in God knows how long. The last time James Trafford conceded a goal was on the 21st of September. So he's not conceded a goal for a month. That's what? So it was in the first half that James Trafford conceded against Portsmouth. So he's gone 2, 4, 6, 8. He's gone 9 halves of football without conceding a goal. And based on based on Sunday, when I've finished yawning, that ain't going to change. Joe Worrell's out injured. Steve, as they dub him, Maxim Esteve, and CJ Egan-Riley will, chances are, be their centre-back pairing. Josh Brownhill, baller. Manuel Benson, one-time Hull City transfer target. He's injured. So Jaden Anthony will start. Bashir Humphrey started at left-back in the last game. Connor Roberts at right-back. John Egan was on the bench. Nathan Redmond's out injured. I think Lyle Foster is as well. I believe Ekdal is. Zian Fleming started up top in the last game. They've got 3 brilliant goalkeepers, by the way, in Trafford, Hladke, and Etienne Green. Aaron Ramsey's injured. Lucas Pires is pushing for a recall. Josh Cullen started alongside Josh Brownhill. Hannibal Maysbury's pushing for a start as well, ahead of maybe Josh Lauron. Luca Koleosho is a good player. Jordan Bayer, I think, is injured. That's a mouthful, and it doesn't fit on my graphics properly. So I don't like Andreas Hoon-Tonji already. Masengo, one-time FIFA career mode potential king. It's just not quite worked out for him in the way that the potential should have done when he was at Bristol City, has it? Christ, I forgot Hannibal was at Burnley. That's going to be fun. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. As soon as these foreign players see that you can't take an extra touch in the box in this league, we should start scoring some more. Let's hope. Let's hope. We'd like to see Zambrano, Puerta and Slater tomorrow. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but I'd kind of like him to bring Abdush straight into the fold, in attacking midfield. I'll keep shouting it from the rooftops. Abdush, central. Marsh says makes sense to send Rushworth back. I don't think we will. I hope we don't, because I've not met him yet, and I have, well, in preparation for him not playing, I have just used an announcement photo on his card. So I hope that I can pop down to the training ground next week and he'll still be there. Or I can wait after the Portsmouth game and try and get him. But, yeah, it's a strange one with Rushworth. It was a strange signing anyway. But yeah, like I say, it's a strange one. It's a strange one. Reports that he was going to start the game on Sunday coming from Pete O'Rourke, in which case everything is just falling into Weavor Panda's lap, isn't it? And he's not doing anything wrong. So fair play to him. Fair play. And the StreamYard's frozen and I can't change the banner. Yes, I can. It's caught up with itself now. So if this works as it should, please work. Yes, there we go. There we go. Burnley's form. They've only lost once all season, and it was to Sunderland. They don't score many goals in games, so it won't be a high score. It won't be a Norwich 4-0 battering. But yeah, they love a clean sheet, and they've only lost once all season. So in the last 5, what's that? 2, 4, 5, 2 on defeat, 2 on win against Portsmouth. 0-0 against Oxford, 1-0 against Plymouth, 0-0 against Preston, and 2-0 at win against Sheffield Wednesday. As for us, consistently inconsistent. If we ignore Alanyaspor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 wins on the bounce, 3-1 times 2 and 4-1 against Stoke, QPR and Cardiff. 4-0 defeat to Norwich and 1-0 defeat to Sunderland. Like I say, consistently inconsistent. And Burnley sit a point behind Sunderland in the league table. They've lost 1 less, but they've drawn 2 more. And so I don't expect anything from tomorrow. Around the grounds, so what's kicked off already? Let me just refresh this page and get some live scores. Oh, wow. That's a lot of goals tonight in the Championship already after just 12 minutes played in each of these games. Leeds 2, Watford 0, Cardiff 1, Portsmouth 0, Stoke 1, Bristol City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea 0, Oxford 1, Derby 0, and Preston 2, Norwich 0. Kicking off at 8 o'clock is QPR versus Coventry. Tomorrow, 7:45 games, are us versus Burnley, Blackburn versus West Brom, Luton versus Sunderland, and Millwall versus Plymouth. 8 o'clock is Middlesbrough versus Sheffield United. A lot of goals early doors. An awful lot of goals early doors. Who scored the 2 goals for Leeds against Watford? Laji Ramazani and Brendan Aronson were the scorers there. Cardiff now 2-0 up against Portsmouth. A Regan Poole own goal broke a deadlock, and then Callum Robinson has just scored as I've been talking through this segment. Stoke 2, Bristol City 0. I think that's another goal that's just happened because it's not come through yet. Lewis Kumas has scored their opener in the 2nd minute, assisted by Tom Cannon. It's been chalked back down to 1-0 now. That's back down to 1. Oxford against Derby. Was it Malcolm Ebiowei? No, it was Dane Scarlett. Is Malcolm Ebiowei playing? Is Matt Ingram playing? Matt Ingram is... Where's the bench? Where's the bench on this? Why didn't it let me see the bench? Why does it show form guide and betting odds, but you can't see the bench? Anyway, neither of Matt Ingram nor Malcolm Ebiowei are starting. For Derby, Callum Elder, is he in? Callum Elder starting. But Sonny Bradley is not. The 2 ex-Tigers in that. And then Stoke's gone back to 2-0 now. Andrew Moran scoring in that one. And Preston 2, Norwich 0. Sam Greenwood scored a penalty, then Dwayne Holmes made it 2-0 for Preston. A lot of goals early. Need to stop putting ridiculous 10-fold hackers on. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Connor. Yes, you do. Gamble responsibly. And never back the early kickoff. Memorable match. It's the last time we won against Burnley on Boxing Day 2015. So this is... It's nearly 10 years. It's nearly 10 years since we last beat Burnley. It's always bloody Burnley. 1-3-0. Livermore, Hernandez and Clucas. Warlord. Scored. Team was McGregor in goal, back four, Odebajo, Maguire, Davis, Robertson. Midfield, Livermore and Myler centrally with El Mohammadi and Clucas wide. Diame playing as a 10 behind Abel Hernandez. Bench, Jakupovic, the goalkeeper, Tom Huddleston, Robert Snodgrass, Sean Maloney, Chuba Akpom, Isaac Hayden and Adama Diamande with Steve Bruce as the gaffer. Former Tiger, Dean Marnie, former Tiger, George Boyd playing for Burnley that day. Michael Knightley, that's a name I've not heard in a while. Bloody hell, not seen in a while even. My God. And the last time we played Burnley when they were just a class above, beat us 3-1. Nathan Teller hat-trick, Tufan got a consolation at the end. Our team was Carl Darlow in goal, back four, Coyle, Jones, McLaughlin and Elder. Midfield makeup somehow of Seri, Slater, Ebiowi, Syed Manesh. And then one of them was in the midfield, one of them was a striker, one of them was a false nine, don't know. Traore and Pelkas. That was a weird time when we had no fit strikers, wasn't it? Oh no, Oscar was fit. Why was he benched then? I can't remember. It was March. I can't remember why Oscar. Anyway. Bench, Lotta Tala, the goalkeeper, Greaves, Figueiredo, Tufan Doherty, Longman and Oscar Estupinian. Former Hull City target, Halil Dervisholu on the bench. Manuel Benson was a future Hull City target. He came off the bench. Future Hull City loanee from Burnley, Anas Zaroury started that day. We'll come back to Zaroury in a minute. Hint, hint. And like I said, the last time we beat Burnley was just shy of 9 years ago. There we go. And then since then, 3 draws, 3 1-all draws, and 2 defeats. A 1-0 at Turf Moor in February 2016 and a 3-1 that we just covered in March 23. I can't believe that. Not beating these like in 10 years. That's disgusting. That's absolutely woeful. That's woeful. Shared shirts, I mentioned him there, Anas Zaroury. I picked him because I wanted to highlight the fact he's not at Burnley anymore. He's playing for RC Lens under Will Still in France. And he met Liam Rossigna and his new Strasbourg team the other week. He was with Burnley from 22 to 24, 49 games, 11 goals. And we had him on loan for the last couple of months of that stint at Burnley. 12 appearances for us, scoring twice. Against Southampton and against Leicester. What game was that stupid free kick he did against, where it was the tightest angle of all time? He still went for it. Was it Rotherham? Any former Tigers in the current Burnley team? Well, interesting. Burnley started this season with 2 former Tigers in their team. Scott Twine and Anas Zaroury. By the time the transfer window had finished, they'd both gone. Twine to Bristol City, back to Bristol City, and as we covered just then, Zaroury to France. But looking through the list here, no former Tigers at Burnley, despite there being 2 when the season started, but whatever. They've got Michael Jackson on the coaching staff. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Funny. Shut up, Joe. How do you think Twine would do in Tim's system? Probably wouldn't play because he's signed another 1,000 midfielders, but whatever. That's the honest answer. And we are so stacked out wide, aren't we? It's mental. Predicted team then. Panda in goal. Coyle, the right back. Hughes, Jones, centre back. Left back, Drama. Midfield, Zambrano, Puerta. And I need it, Abdush. Get him in centrally. Balumi, Miller, the wingers, and Badir up top. Bench were Choppy, Giles, McLaughlin, Pedro, Simon, Slater, Kamara, Palmer, and Barstow. They're that's what I reckon. Whip through that. You never asked about how Tufan would do in this system on to Hull and back. It's because I can't really tell. I can't tell how Tufan would have done. It's tough. Because in Turkey, he was a 6 or an 8. But then for us, he was the 10. So I don't know how he'd have fared, to be honest with you. But God, I miss Ozan Tufan. What a player. What a player. Predicted scores. I don't think we'll touch the ball all game, to be honest with you. Scott Parker plays a very dull brand of possession-based football. As in the people that thought Rosenior ball was dull, you've got another thing coming. It's telling that he's been promoted everywhere he's been. Excuse me. And all Bournemouth and Fulham fans hate him. That's quite telling. 62% possession against Sheffield Wednesday. 61% possession against Preston. 48 against Plymouth, to be fair. Fair play, Wayne Rooney. 70 against Oxford, and it was 0-0. Fair play to Oxford there. 70 against Portsmouth. Oh, wow, it was flipped against Leeds. They had 28 against Leeds. Bloody hell. Against Blackburn, 74. Wolves in the Cup, should we have a look at that? It was 50-50. Against Sunderland, it was 60-40. Against Cardiff actually had more. Wow. Against Luton had more. But in terms of more recent games, as they've got into their stride, they've had an awful lot of possession. Like an awful lot of possession. Like it hurts how much possession they'll have. And yeah, I can't see us touching the ball much all game, to be honest with you. And Burnley don't score very many, but neither do we against decent teams. So it's, I think a 2-0 Burnley is incoming, and Warlord has just put it in there as well, 2-0. Yeah, I expect us to lose. I expect us to lose. Massively, massively, massively expect us to lose. Anyway, right. That's me done. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you for the vlog either late tomorrow night or on Thursday at some point. But yeah, for now, from me, from the Tigers, goodbye.